for sale signs. Why do we need a for sale sign? Actually, for sale signs, I don't even like them.
No, I don't like them either.
No, and yet what I do adore, because like for sale signs, necessary, even though I don't like them. And sold signs, now, woohoo!
Woohoo, yeah.
You sounded very excited.
Well, that's me. That's my personality. I'm the calming effect, right?
Not
and
always.
You're the excitable effect. So together, we're a beautiful equalization of passion, power, and steadiness.
All right, are you buying? Okay, well, I'm Jetta Decker.
And I'm Ken Decker.
And obviously we should have a comedy show, maybe not a real estate show.
We could do some improv.
We could. I've been enjoying my improv class, and yet this is maybe a little not what I was counting on. And so for sale signs is one of those things you have to cut around. One of those things that you got to move and that falls over in the snowbank, and then the windstorm comes and it takes it down, or the neighborhood kids take it and puts it on a yard 5 doors away.
And that person calls us mad that they're not selling their house. Why is our sign on their lawn?
Yeah, why did we put it there? Well, we promise you, we didn't put it there. And so for sale signs are actually a nuisance. I mean, they cost us a lot of money. They get damaged, they get bent, they take time to install.
Sometimes the snowplow knocks them down and destroys them.
They fall over. I'm on a rant. So as much as you don't like them, I don't like them either. And yet there's something I adore. And that is when that sign then says sold. Whether it says sold woohoo, or whether it says sold yay, or whether it says sold yes.
Or just says sold.
Any of them. I'll take anything. And if you can come up with, I've got a request of you, something because this is a dialogue, not a monologue, because your questions and your comments are actually what help us generate the show and the content for the shows, for like hundreds of them. Mm-hmm. And so thank you for that. We really appreciate that you journey with us, and together we get your house sold and we get your neighbor's house sold. Kind of cool. And so what I'd ask you to comment on is, what's your favorite additional word to add to the sold sign?
No, it can't be huge.
No, because there's only limited space. So woohoo fit, yay fit, yes fits. What else? Give us an idea, and we'll pick our best one, and we will find a very nice way to thank you.
And we love sold signs. And what's interesting is our clients love sold signs even more.
Well, yeah.
And you'll love a sold sign on your property when you want it sold. And so that's nice that it's got a sold sign on it. And the other thing people are looking for is, well, how much money did I net? Did I get the most amount possible for my home?
Right.
And did I sell it in the time frame that I needed?
Right. Is that not something you're asking yourself? Like, if you've ever sold a home, or you're even thinking about selling your home right now, have you said, how much money will I get? It's all great that we ask X, and if I don't sell it for that much, then that doesn't work for me. So how do I price my home so I'm not leaving any
money behind
so that I'm netting and getting the most to go into my pocket as a seller? This is what my sellers tell me all the time, and I'm sure you've had running through your thought when you've been thinking about selling, as you may be right now.
What I love is when sellers say, well, I don't want to give it away, and they're asking $500,000. I go, well, you're not really giving it away, but I understand that maybe it's less than what you would want to receive, and yet the buyers will determine what a property sells for. And with the proper marketing, which we do, we can't price it too low. I know you say, well, that's craziness. It's not. Because if by chance we do underestimate the market and we do their marketing properly, you'll get multiple offers on a property, and typically they're going to bid it up to market value, or sometimes even above market value.
Yeah, actually, often what we've seen, and not just with our listings, with other agents' listings as well, if something is under market, if it is like that house is a deal, and realtors that have been in the industry any length of time, with my almost 30 years in the industry, Ken's 25 years in the industry, and even our kids are breaking 10 years in the industry now, and our other team members. So everybody's got lots of experience, loads and loads of experience to know what, and help thousands of clients. And so know what is value and what isn't in this market. And so when we see a listing, you know whether we're going to recommend that you actually go in over asking, and it's still a deal. It's still a great value, even if sometimes you pay more than asking. And other times it's a terrible value, even if you got $100,000 off the price, because the property is so overpriced.
Grossly overpriced.
Grossly, and I've seen them. We've seen property listed at all kinds of price points. Think of one right now that was $700,000, not with us. Eventually did sell in the fours. Like, why? Well, couple things that happen there, and you'll need to go to a different show to figure out what that particular, because we can't cover everything on this show.
But we have the experience to help you one-on-one. We bring all that experience with us and make sure that we get the right price to get you the most amount of money possible in the particular market that we're in. And the market's not just the general market, it's the micro market of the area that you live in. Now, what's interesting, Yetta, is I did a little research.
Is it just interesting to Yetta, or is it going to be interesting
to you? Well, it might be interesting to you, our listener, because I checked back the last 12 months, so one complete year, and I said, okay, what was our list to sale price? Because basically that's how much we had to take off of the list price to get the property sold. And there's lots of things that affect that, and we're going to talk about those things shortly. But it's great to set up the picture here. Our average list to sale price was 98.9%.
Of asking.
So that means we went down 1.1% on average.
And I'm just going to slow it down a little bit, because that's a number that, as a realtor, resonates deeply with my soul. Most of the time it's been 94.4, 94.6, just depending on the market and how much downward pressure there is. The last little while there's been some pressure from the whole interest rate. Well, and not even so much the interest rate, because they're still very good, although there has been a little bit of pressure there. It's been more about the change in the mortgage rules, and that's been not a helpful thing.
It's been a downward pressure, and yet the inventory is reducing, which is an upward pressure.
Right, which is fantastic. So right now, 98.9%. So what that really means is, if you're asking, and I'm going to use a simple math because you can just multiply it out, is if you're asking $100,000 for your home, then on average, if you're working with the Decker team as a seller, you're going to sell your home for $98,900. So in essence, about $99,000.
And that stat really doesn't mean much until you compare it to what all the other realtors are doing.
In the Ottawa board.
Yes. So we can pull the stat, which I did. What's the average sale price to list price that the MLS board stat has? Now, it has the Decker team in there as well, because we're part of that.
We bring it up.
We bring it up slightly.
That's good.
Yep, because it was actually 96.3 on average. Now, we won't bring it up a lot because we're only a couple people and there's 3,000 realtors. So that's a 2.6% difference. Right. Now, you might say, well, that's not a lot. Well, on a $400,000 house, which is kind of our average sale price, on a $400,000 house, that's $9,200. What is that? That's over $10,000.
Yeah.
It's over $10,000 that we receive, more than the average.
Well, actually, that you receive.
That you receive.
It's really about you. It's not about us. We don't get it. Who's kidding who? I wouldn't mind getting it. Hey, that would be a great thing. Every time we sell a home for more than what is typical in our market, then if we maybe you shared it?
That's illegal.
Oh, right. Okay, so we can't do that. So you actually receive, on average, like way over 2.6% more.
Yeah.
That's like a lot of money. Right? And so even if we're only talking $100,000 property, because that's where my brain can do, because then we don't have to do the math. Ken was having a struggle with the math. But we know that with a 2.6% difference on a $100,000 house, that's still $2,600.
That's very good math.
So it's really $10,400 on a $400,000 house. So that's still very awesome. Like, it makes a difference to you. So
Yes.
that's kind of exciting.
Yeah,
I
and
like that.
And what's cool actually is the number of days, because sometimes number of days is important because that's how long it took to market the property, and that has a lot to do with marketing techniques, quality of pictures, all kinds of things. And we're on average for the last year was 64 days,
Right.
and the MLS average was 83.
Right.
That doesn't sound like a lot. That's 19
19
days. It's just shy of 3 weeks.
Right.
But if you have another property and you're paying for two properties, 3 weeks of paying extra mortgage payments is another $1,000 or a couple $1,000 depending on
maybe
the value.
more. And
Taxes and insurance and
right.
hassle.
And 3 weeks, at least this is what my clients have told me, for them to get 3 weeks back of no showings, of not having to get the house ready, of not getting the 4 or 1 or 2 or 5 kids or 1 or 2 or 3 dogs or cats out of the house, and not have to clean that extra 10 or 15 times or for that extended period of time, it's huge. Because if you've had your house on the market, or even if you're thinking about it right now, you are dreading. At least that's what I'm told by everybody. And I know when I'm her, I don't like it either. Dreading not selling it so much because you've got a dream. You know where you want to go. You're excited about getting there. And we're excited about getting you there with keeping the most money in your pocket and doing it quickly, as suits your timetable.
And sometimes it's a dream and sometimes it's a nightmare.
Right.
You know, maybe you're in a financial stress situation or the bank's knocking at the door. They're saying they're going to take it back or whatever. So sometimes those 19 days can make the difference between your house being repossessed by the bank and getting it sold and get your money out and start your life over again.
Right.
If that's the situation.
And you don't have to clean as long. Like, I'm still stuck on the clean piece, and you might be too. Just the less effort we have to do, at least for me, and I'm assuming you agree with me, the less effort you have to do to get a great result. Well, why wouldn't we take advantage of it? So we're not saying, hey, let's do it quickly and let's sell it for less. We're actually saying, let's do it quicker and let's sell it for more.
Yeah.
So you win on both
sides.
Both sides.
It's a win-win.
A win-win.
Now,
a win-win.
I've been tracking this only about the last 6 or 7 years.
Yeah.
And every year, we are a couple % better than the MLS average.
Right.
So how do we do it, Yetta? How do we do it? Time and time and over and over. It's like a proven track record. How do we do it?
Proven track records are good. I think they're things that you can count on, you can rely on, and they can give you confidence because it's a big decision to make. Who do I want to have help me? Who is going to take actually care of my best interest? And I'm going to say that's the number one thing. We treat your home like it were our home. Not so much I'm going to clean it for you, because I'm probably not.
You probably don't want her to clean your house anyways.
I'm not sure what he means by that, and I'm just going to let it go. There's things in life that you just need to let go. So the first thing, no, hold
you're
on,
a professional realtor, not a professional cleaner. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, fair enough. And yet the number one thing that we're going to do with you is make sure that you are informed and educated about the very things that you need to do to optimize the value of your home. We partner together. We do this thing called sell your house for maximum money in the right amount of time together. You've got your part, I've got my part. So there's lots of resources. Actually, if you haven't already downloaded or gotten free access to our Ottawa and area, because it is actually neighborhood or area specific. Ottawa and area selling, buying, and investing made easy book. You will want to download that, and you can do that by going to our website. And that's the first thing we do is we give you amazing resources.
And what's the website?
Deckerteam.com.
Thank you.
I actually know. This is good.
This is good.
This is good because I'm also not the technology expert. So having the resources so that you can make a sound decision, putting options in front of you, educating and making sure you've just got access to the right information, and no question that you can ask is a poor question.
Mm-hmm.
As you've heard it said, the only question that's a poor question is the one that's not asked. And so either having the answer ourselves with the vast experience we have, or knowing where to go get the answer for you, it causes you to make great decisions around pricing and around what to do to get your home ready. So that's really number kind of 1 and 2 mixed together.
Yeah. And it's important to know that all of our experience, we can't give it to you this quickly in 30 minutes.
Oh, well, we're working at it.
We're giving you a
See
lot.
how fast I'm talking? Because I know how much I want to get out and how much I want to give you. And I'd like to give you our 75 years of experience in 30 minutes. And I can't do it.
Well, you can't do it. And also, we can give you the tips and the information on how we do it. And it takes the implementation of all of our knowledge and expertise, our negotiating skills, our marketing skills, our prep skills, all of that, our pricing skills, our knowledge of the market, to give you the inside track on real estate and get you the most amount for your house is really what we're talking about. And that takes a one-on-one consultation in the house to make that happen. But we're going to give you some great information because one of the things we've done is we went to BC.
Yes.
We took a course called the Luxury Designation, Luxury out of California, I think she was, right?
Yeah.
And we learned all the things that they do to market $2, $3, $5, $10 million houses, $30 million houses in California. And we brought a lot of that back and we said, okay, what can we apply to every home that we have for sale?
Right. So whether it's $100,000 property or whether it's $1 million property or $1.5 million or $2 million property or a $500,000 house, what things can we do that are effective, that actually create a result for you, our home seller, actually increase how much we're going to sell your home for, how much you're going to sell your home for. We just get to help you. It's kind of fun. And how do we do that so that you win the win-win thing that we were saying before? Win days on market, win with money in your pocket, and even win from an experience perspective. So we'll get a win-win-win out of the deal. And so we took and we implemented a lot of those things that just part of our regular process. And then, of course, we stay affiliated and connected with the luxury division of Keller Williams, which is the largest real estate brokerage in the world now.
It is.
Which is interesting. When we came here, so I'm not saying we single-handedly increased it. However, when we came here, it was about 25,000 realtors. And now you were just at training. How big is it?
It's over 160.
Over 160,000 realtors around the world now that are serving clients, having access to the luxury way of marketing if you're working in the luxury market. So we brought it back. One of the things that we did, which has been probably the thing that's helped, well, not the most, but certainly helped a lot, is just high quality property brochures. Because even if when you go into a house, it's not the house for you, which sometimes happens, because you don't know till you get there, even with all the great Google searching and the great pictures and video and all of that. You take that brochure, this is what you've done, and I'm going to encourage you to keep doing it, and you take it to work and you throw it to someone else, and then they buy the house. But who's ever going to take a black and white or even a single page property sheet? Would they call them, what did they call them? Feature sheets or something?
Yeah.
We call them property brochures because they really are a brochure.
And they're magazine quality. And we start with the photography as magazine quality photography because most people search online. And so we want to make sure that those photos are excellent. We don't just take them with our cell phone or a point and shoot.
Although my cell phone's really
We're
good.
using a very high quality camera with a quality wide angle lens that doesn't give you the distortion on your
the
walls and
fisheye,
everything.
yeah.
And we do a thing called high def photography, which if you're a realtor listening to this, you might catch this idea. But it's okay.
Or you might come and join us at the brokerage and we'll help you even
We're
more.
open to sharing, yeah. And we take 3 photos. So we set it up on a tripod. We take 3 photos automatically at 3 different f-stops so that we get different brightnesses. And then what happens is we have the software to combine those 3 photos so the outside through the windows is exposed properly. You can see the scenery out back. You can see the trees. You can see the yard through the window. And everything inside is at the right exposure as well.
Okay, so Ken said
Is that too technical?
No, well, maybe. So reality is you get a really good picture outside and inside, and it's done in one image, and you think it's one image, and you can't create that with one image, to the best of my knowledge, even with
No, you can't.
professional equipment, full frame,
No.
all that.
Because you have to overexpose
Right.
the
Okay,
window.
we were not going technical.
Oh, that's right. Okay, sorry.
Remember? And so the technical side, so that's part of how we actually help you sell your house for. We keep the technical side to ourselves and just give you the benefit of knowing the technical side.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the other really important piece. Ken said we. He's
We?
really talking
That's the
about
royal we.
The royal we, because the royal we is our team. Our team that specializes in specific aspects of getting your home represented, getting your house represented in the best light so we can get the most money. And so they, the production team, so to speak, will make sure that the pictures are taken in such a way that your home gets the best exposure. And that's even going back before the photo's taken. You know, is the toilet seat put down? Are the tea towels that are sitting on the counter maybe poking out of the sink because they were thrown in the sink? Are those removed? Is any debris or clutter, I guess not really debris if it's your things in your house, and yet it becomes that if it makes it hard to see the photo, if it's a distraction.
Yeah.
Are the distractions taken care of? Is that robe that stops the bathroom door from being able to open all the way, is that robe been removed so that we can get a better picture? And there's the collective we again, because what you don't know is how much effort goes into getting the best shot. I mean, bathrooms are difficult because there's just not a lot of space in them. There's the odd bathroom that's a little easier. Most of them are difficult to take. So getting an inch of extra space behind the door actually matters. Getting rid of the robe or the towel or the rack that's hanging on the back of the door, and then putting it all back so you still feel like you can enjoy your home. So just preparing the home for the photos, even before you take the high-def photos, gives a luxury feel.
Yeah, that's because we have a systematic process of making sure that our properties are marketed in the best light. Now, we also have a
Best light.
Best light.
Okay,
Yeah,
we're gonna sit there for a minute. Because it's also about get the lighting right.
Yes. All right.
And get as much true color as possible.
That's true.
Right.
Now we have a multifaceted marketing campaign that we put in place to sell your home, because we know that we have to broadcast it to many, many, many buyers to find the buyers that are willing to pay the most.
Right. And the agents.
Yes. Yes, because let's face it, there's 3,000 of them and a couple of us.
Right.
So the odds of them having the buyer are the highest. So what I've found is a lot of realtors will just put their listing only on their own website or on their company's own website.
Yeah.
What we've done is we make sure that we open up our listings to all brokerages. So after a week or two of you listing your property with us, you're going to find that when you Google your address, RE/MAX is going to come up, C21 is going to come up, Royal LePage is going to come up, Keller Williams is going to come up. And the reason they're all going to come up is because we've shared it out to make sure all those realtors can put it on their own websites if they want, because we want to find a buyer. We're not so much worried that the buyer comes through us. That's lovely if they do, because our marketing's worked and they've come to us. But also if another realtor brings a buyer, shows your house and brings us an offer, our marketing has also really worked.
Right.
So that's the beauty of that. And then once we've got an offer to purchase,
This is where I get excited.
Yeah, the strength comes out. Being a strong negotiator, coming from a place of knowledge, coming from a place of strength, coming from a place of understanding negotiating techniques, understanding personalities and pressures and your situation, allow us to get the most amount of money possible for you. And that's really where the rubber hits the road. We got to get an offer to purchase so that we can put our strong negotiating skills. If we didn't do all the marketing and the process up front
And
to
having
get to
a
that
systematic approach.
yeah, if we didn't do all that to get to the point of offer, then our skills are wasted.
Well, and
You don't get your
having
home
your
sold.
home on the market is wasted. Because
Yes.
not every home on the market actually sells. And there's a growing number of homes that come onto the market, not ours, others, that do not sell. And we've actually started to becoming known as the round two specialist. And what that really means, not really something I want to be known for, and yet it's working well. So not always do you know us when you've made the decision the first time to buy or sell a home. And so you go out there, somebody's given a recommendation, maybe you have a friend in the industry, and yet it's not their full-time passion. It's not somebody that has a ton of experience, but you want to do something nice for them. And so you help them out and you list your home with them. And then all of this process doesn't happen, and therefore, not only do you lose money, meaning you don't sell it for as much, you actually don't get it sold at all. And that's, if you want to sell your house, that's an awful feeling.
You know, I pulled that stat as well.
I figured you might have.
Yes. So we sold 156 listings, not houses, because we sell for buyers, like we help buyers as well, but I'm talking just listings. In the last couple of years, we sold 156, and only 7 did not sell. So of the listings we took, what would there be, 156 plus 7? What's that? 164.
Right.
Only 7 of them didn't sell. That's about 3-4%.
Right.
And I think the industry average is close to 50%. Don't sell the first time they put them on the market. So if you don't want to like just test this out, try it, or you're serious, you want to get your home sold, we've got over a 95% sale success ratio. So if you pick us, you're going to have the highest possibility of getting your home sold.